Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the Modern History Previous Year Questions Part 16th. In today's session, we are going to discuss some more questions related to modern history. We will see the type of questions that could be asked in the upcoming exams, and we will see the type of things that we need to remember for our general knowledge. So let's start without wasting any time. So these are the topics I got covered for you in this session. So I have got Mahatma Gandhi and his initial movement. Once again, before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So first question that we have, the person who was instrumental in bringing Mahatma Gandhi to Champaran in 1917 was. So quite simple question, because he met Mahatma Gandhi in Lucknow during the Lucknow Pact and Lucknow session of Congress. So try to find out the answer, guys. So I guess the answer you are giving is quite right, because the answer is Rajkumar Shukla. So in the Champaran district of Bihar, the cultivators were forced by Europeans to grow indigo, a blue dye, and this imposed on them untold sufferings. Rajkumar Shukla requested Gandhi to visit the place and to come across the conditions of farmers there. Gandhi went to Champaran with Rajkumar early in 1917 and started the Champaran Satyagraha. Champaran Satyagraha was the first Satyagraha movement led by Mahatma Gandhi in India. And basically, after this, he got another task, that was Ahmedabad mill strike and then Kheda. And then the first mob movement was started by Gandhiji, that was in 1920, non-cooperation movement. Name the book written by Mahatma Gandhi in 1909 that suggested the British rule would come to an end if India did not cooperate with them. Village Swaraj, Hind Swaraj, Constructive Program at Meaning and Place, India of My Dreams. So think about it and try to find out the answer. So I guess the answer is simple, because the answer is Hind Swaraj. So Hind Swaraj, remember, this book was written by Mahatma Gandhi. So Hind Swaraj is a book written by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in Gujarati language. In this book, he expresses his views on Swaraj and modern civilization. This book was banned in 1910 by the British government in India as a seditious text. In the book, he also suggested that if Indians do not cooperate, British rule will come to an end. If we talk about Hind Swaraj, if we talk about Swaraj, so Swaraj, point of Swaraj was coined during the Calcutta session of 1906, when Dada Bhai Naroji was the president of Congress, and after that, Poon Swaraj was demanded in 1929 Lahore session. Which of the following movement was not led by Mahatma Gandhi? Options are Quit India Movement 1942, Bardoli Satyagraha 1928, Kheda Satyagraha 1918, Passive Resistance Campaign 1906. So try to think about it, guys. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite simple and right. So which of the following movement was not led by Mahatma Gandhi? Very simple. Answer is Bardoli Satyagraha, because it was led by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So Bardoli Satyagraha 1928 was a movement in the independence struggle led by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel for the farmers of Bardoli against the unjust raising of taxes. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was given the title of Sardar during the Bardoli Satyagraha by women. So he got the name Sardar, and later on, after independence, he also became the first home minister and the first deputy prime minister of our country. The non-cooperation movement was pitched in under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi from 1918 to 1920, 1915 to 1919, 1930 to 1935, 1920 to 1922. Think about it. So non-cooperation movement is very simple, and we know that it ran from 1920 to 1922. Remember one more thing, that non-cooperation movement was started on the death day of Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So non-cooperation movement was launched on 5th September 1920 by the Indian National Congress under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. In September 1920, in Congress session in Calcutta, the party introduced the non-cooperation program. Gandhiji urged the people to accept non-violence, but they did not. And finally, on 4th February 1922, the Chauri Chaura incident happened. And after that, Gandhiji removed the non-cooperation movement. At which of the following railway stations of South Africa was Gandhiji thrown out of the train after refusing to leave the first class compartment? Pietermaritzburg, Johannesburg, Durban, Cape Town. Think about it. And simple answer is Pietermaritzburg. So Mahatma Gandhi was thrown off a train at the Pietermaritzburg railway station in South Africa in 1893 after a white man objected him traveling in the first class coach. Gandhiji spent nearly 21 years in South Africa practicing law, adopting satyagraha against the racist regime. At that time, he had faced racism for the first time there. In South Africa, he started his party that is called Natal Congress Party. He started a newspaper known as Indian Opinion. He's particularly established some farms also that were Tolstoy Farm and Phoenix Ashram in South Africa. And he was he particularly first time he introduced satyagraha, and for the first time he was jailed in South Africa. Which movement was negative enough to be peaceful but positive enough to be effective? Khilafat movement, Swadeshi movement, non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement. Think about it. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite simple and right, because the answer is non-cooperation movement. So non-cooperation movement was negative enough to be peaceful but positive enough to be effective. Mahatma Gandhi transformed Indian nationalism through non-cooperation movement of 1920. Khilafat movement 1919-1924. Swadeshi movement 7th August 1905. Quit India movement 8th of August 1942. Khilafat movement was against the removal of the Khalifa or the Caliphate of Ottoman Empire. Swadeshi movement was against the partition of Bengal. And Quit India movement was introduced when the Cripps mission came from Britishers, and Gandhiji in return gave the Quit India movement. Which of the following is not a feature of the non-cooperation movement? Surrender of titles that government awarded, boycott of foreign goods, salt march, boycott of civil services. Think about it. So as we know that the boycotting thing started in 1905 when Swadeshi movement was started. But Gandhiji took that boycott thing from one step further, as he introduced the salt, the particular things that we should boycott everything, services and all that. But remember that salt march was not a part of non-cooperation movement. So Dandi March is not related to the non-cooperation movement, because Dandi March was started in 1930, whereas non-cooperation movement was launched in 1920. Dandi March was a civil disobedience led by Mahatma Gandhi. It was 24-day march, lasted from 12th March 1930 to 5th April 1930. Gandhi started this march from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi. Salt March was against the salt tax imposed by the British government. So do remember, answer is Salt March. Which of the following movements is related to forceful cultivation of indigo? Dandi March, non-cooperation movement, Bardoli Satyagraha, Champaran Satyagraha. Think about it. And the answer is quite simple, because the answer is Champaran Satyagraha. Champaran Satyagraha of 1917 was the first Satyagraha movement led by Mahatma Gandhi in India. and considered as a historical important rebellion in the Indian freedom struggle. On 10th April 1917, Mahatma Gandhi arrived Champaran with Rajkumar Shukla. It is marked as the India's first civil disobedience movement launched by Mahatma Gandhi to protest against the injustice met out to tenant farmers in Champaran district of Bihar. Britishers enforced the Teen Katia system, which meant farmers had to cultivate indigo on 3 by 20th of the total land. In order to impose this, Champaran Satyagraha was launched. It was not the first time that a revolt was started against Champaran. Firstly, the Indigo Revolt started in 1860, and Neel Darpan was written by Deenbandhu Mitra already. And this is the time when Gandhiji took part in the revolt against Indigo. That was at Champaran Satyagraha. Mahatma Gandhi came to Champaran in 1916, 1922, 1917, 1919. Very simple and repeated question because this is very important question, guys. And I guess the answer is simple because the answer is 1917. So Champaran Satyagraha 1917 was the first Satyagraha led by Mahatma Gandhi in India, considered as a historical important rebellion in the Indian freedom struggle. On 10th April 1917, Mahatma Gandhi arrived Champaran with Rajkumar Shukla. It is marked as India's first civil disobedience movement launched by Mahatma Gandhi to protest against the injustice met out to tenant farmers in Champaran district of Bihar. Britishers enforced the Teen Katia system, which meant farmers had to cultivate indigo on 3 by 20th of the total land. In order to oppose this, Champaran Satyagraha was launched. So do remember, answer is 1917. Champaran in Bihar was a witness to Satyagraha by Mahatma Gandhi in the year 1918, 1916, 1915, 1917. Think about it. So, very simple one. Answer is 1917. So, Champaran movement in Bihar was launched by Mahatma Gandhi in 1917. The peasants were insisted to grow indigo on their 33 by 20th land. As a protest against the extremity, Mahatma Gandhi launched Champaran Satyagraha on 19th April 1917. On the request of the native leader Rajkumar Shukla, and forced the British government to pass the judgment in the favor of the farmers. So do remember, answer is 1917. Mahatma Gandhi's first major public appearance in India after returning from South Africa was at the opening of the February 1916. Options are University of Calcutta, University of Madras, Banaras Hindu University, University of Bombay. Think about it. So the answer is Banaras Hindu University. So it was established in 1916, and Mahatma Gandhi first major public appearance in India after returning from South Africa was at the opening of Banaras Hindu University in February 1916. On Gokhale's advice, Gandhiji spent a year traveling around British India, getting to know the land and its people, and finally in 1916, he established the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, and later on from there, as it was the center of Mahatma Gandhi, he started the movements like the first movement was Champaran, then Ahmedabad, then Kheda, and the further movements like the non-cooperation movements. Who among the following remarked South Africa made the Mahatma? Bipin Chandrapal, Chandran Deva Nason, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Jawaharlal Nehru. Think about it. So I guess the answer you are thinking is right because the answer is Chandran Deva Nason. So in January 1915, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi returned to his homeland after 2 decades of residence abroad. The 2 decade, approximately 21 years, had been spent in the most part in South Africa, where he went as a lawyer and in time became the leader of the Indian community in that territory. As the historian Chandran Devanasan has remarked, South Africa was the making of the Mahatma. So remember, this question is quite a unique question and could be asked in the upcoming exams. So Chandran Devanasan said that South Africa made the Mahatma. And remember that he got the uh, title of Mahatma from Rabindranath Tagore. Whom did Mahatma Gandhi considered his mentor in politics? Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Lala Lajpat Rai, or Rai Chand Bhai? Think about it. So I guess the answer you are thinking is right because the answer is Gopal Krishna Gokhale. So Gopal Krishna Gokhale, as he was becoming old at that time in the year 1915, so he wanted someone to replace him after he was gone. So he invited Mahatma Gandhi from South Africa to visit India and help the people that really want him. So that is how he came to India, and later on Gopal Krishna Gokhale became to be known as his political guru. So Gopal Krishna Gokhale was a senior leader of Indian National Congress and founder of the Servant of Indian Society. Gokhale was elected president of Indian National Congress in Banaras session held in 1905. After coming back from South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi was guided by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Gandhiji considered Gopal Krishna Gokhale as his political guru. So do remember, answer is B option. What was the main reason for calling off the non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji in 1922? Police station at Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh was set on fire by a mob. Gandhiji was arrested and compelled to stop the movement. Gandhiji was seriously ill. Movement was completed by achieving the target. Think about it. So I guess the answer you are thinking is also correct because the answer is a mob. Police station at Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh was set on fire by a mob. So non-cooperation movement was a political campaign launched on 4 September 1920 by Mahatma Gandhi to have Indians revoke their cooperation from the British government with the aim of inducing the British to grant self-governance and full independence to India. After an angry mob had set fire on police station in the village of Chauri Chaura in February 1922, Gandhi himself called off the movement. The next month, he was arrested without incident. So Chauri Chaura was the particular incident after which Gandhiji called off the movement, as because the starting of the movement, Gandhiji said that he did not want any violence during the movement, but people did not comply, and the type of incident like Chauri Chaura happened, and after that Gandhiji called off the movement. Non-cooperation movement was called off by Gandhiji after the violent act of Rowlatt Act, Quit India movement, Chauri Chaura, Khilafat movement. Think about it. And again, simple one this is. Answer is Chauri Chaura. Non-cooperation movement was a political campaign launched on 4 September 1920 by Mahatma Gandhi to have Indians revoke their cooperation from the British government with the aim of inducing the British to grant self-governance and full independence to India. After an angry mob had set fire on police station in the village of Chauri Chaura, now in Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh in February 1922, Gandhi himself called off the movement. The next month, he was arrested without incident. So, do remember, answer is Chauri Chaura. Which movement had to withdraw suddenly due to Chauri Chaura incident? Options are Quit India movement, Home Rule movement, Non-cooperation movement, Civil disobedience movement. Think about it, guys. And I guess the answer is simple because the answer is non-cooperation movement. So on 4th February 1922, a clash took place at Chauri Chaura. Actually, what happened was that a mob was protesting against a liquor shop that was open in that place. And particularly, police was there, and suddenly the things were not good at that time. So police opened fire and some of the protesters were died. Later in the night, the protesters came along and tied all the 22 policemen in that particular police post and set it on fire. So on 4th February 1922, a clash took place at Chauri Chaura, a small town in the district of Gorakhpur. A police station had attacked some volunteers. The whole crowd of peasants that had gathered there went to the police station and the mob set fire to the police station with 22 policemen inside it. Mahatma Gandhi was disappointed by this incident as this movement has lost its non-violent nature. On 12th February 1922, when the Congress leaders met at Bardoli, Gandhiji decided to withdraw the non-cooperation movement. Answer is B or C option. Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement in a small village called Champaran. In which Indian state Champaran is currently located? West Bengal, Bihar, Gujarat, Maharashtra. Think about it. And it is simple one because the answer is Bihar. Mahatma Gandhi had started the non-cooperation movement in Champaran district, which is located in Bihar. So do remember that Champaran, Gandhiji was invited by Rajkumar Shukla during the 1916 Lucknow session. And when he visited Champaran, he saw the situation of peasants who were forced to grow indigo cultivation. And that is why Gandhiji started Champaran Satyagraha in Bihar. In which of the following movement did Gandhiji make the first use of hunger strike as a weapon in India? Ahmedabad strike 1918, Rowlatt Satyagraha 1919, Swadeshi movement 1905, Champaran Satyagraha 1917. Think about it, guys. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite simple and right because the answer is Ahmedabad strike 1918. So in Ahmedabad mill strike 1918, Gandhiji used satyagraha and hunger strike for the first time during an industrial dispute between the owners and the workers of a cotton mill in Ahmedabad. Owner wanted to withdraw the plague bonus to the workers while the workers were demanding a hike of 35% in their wages. During the peaceful strike led by Gandhiji, he underwent a hunger strike. At last, this strike was successful and workers were granted the wage hike they wanted along with the bonus. So the answer is Ahmedabad strike 1918. Gandhiji for the first time used the weapon of hunger strike against the mill owner. It was not included in the hypothesis of non-cooperation movement during the freedom struggle. Options: boycott of administrative service, boycott of foreign goods, use of violence, abandonment of British titles. Think about it. And once again, I guess the thinking of you is right because the answer is use of violence. So Gandhiji literally said that please do not use violence, but people did not comply. And 4th of February, Chauri Chaura incident in 1922 happened. And after that, non-cooperation movement was called off. So non-cooperation movement was started under the leadership of Gandhiji from September 1920 to February 1922. In this movement, violence was not included. This movement was started with the aim of self-governance. The movement was to be non-violent, to consist of Indians resigning their titles, refuse to pay taxes, boycott of foreign goods and government services. Due to Chauri Chaura incident, Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement in February 1922. So answer is use of violence. Between 1920 and 1922, Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement. Which of the following was not the part of this positive program? Promotion of Swadeshi, abolished the practice of untouchability, promotion of Hindu-Muslim unity, purchase of foreign goods. So think about it. And I guess the answer you are giving is quite simple and right because the answer is purchase of foreign goods. So promotion of Swadeshi abolished the practice of untouchability. Promotion of Hindu-Muslim unity was the part of non-cooperation movement positive program. Apart from that, boycott of British goods, British services, British jobs, British Army were all the part of non-cooperation movement, but the purchase of foreign goods was not. So do remember, answer is D. Dash was the first successful satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi. Options: Kheda, Bardoli, Champaran, Dandi March. Think about it. And I guess you are thinking is right because the answer is Champaran. So Mahatma Gandhi started his first successful satyagraha in Champaran in 1917 on the insistence of Rajkumar Shukla, who was the farmer of Bihar. Before the Champaran Satyagraha, the farmer of Champaran used to follow the Teen Katiya system. Gandhiji arrived in Champaran on 10th April 1917 with a team of Braj Kishore Prasad, Rajendra Prasad, Anurag Narayan Singh, J.B. Kriplani. In this moment, Rabindranath Tagore called Mahatma to Gandhiji for the first time. And remember, Champaran was the first successful satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi. But remember, that first satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi was done in South Africa. Which person did the Mahatma Gandhi considered as his political guru or preacher? Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Dadabhai Naroji, Rabindranath Tagore, Motilal Nehru. Think about it. And once again, I guess the answer you are thinking is right because the answer of this question is we have discussed already so many times. Answer is A. Gopal Krishna Gokhale. When Mahatma Gandhi returned to India in 1915, he joined Gopal Krishna Gokhale's group before going to independent movement. He considered Gopal Krishna Gokhale as his political mentor or preacher. He wrote a book in Gujarati language which was dedicated to his mentor titled Dharmatma Gokhale. G.K. Gokhale became Congress president of Banaras session in 1905. So do remember, answer is A. Gopal Krishna Gokhale. In which year Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa? Options: 1905, 1920, 1915, 1910. Think about it. And we have discussed it so many times so far. So I hope the question has not troubled you anywhere because the answer is 1915. To be specific, it was 9 January 1915. Mahatma Gandhi returned to India from South Africa on 9 January 1915. He landed at Apollo Bandar in Bombay. He had led extraordinary movement in South Africa. In 1915, he received a Kesari Hind gold medal. Gandhiji had set up Phoenix Farm near Durban in South Africa. After return to India, Gandhiji started the movement respectively Champaran Satyagraha of 1917, Kheda Satyagraha of 1918, Non-Cooperation Movement 1920, Civil Disobedience Movement 1930, and Quit India Movement 1942. And in South Africa also, he set on Satyagraha against the Asian Registration Act and the Marriage Act that was introduced by Britishers in South Africa. So Gandhiji also established Tolstoy Farm in South Africa, and Gandhiji was highly influenced by the writings of Leo Tolstoy. As the principle of Satyagraha and non-violence, Gandhiji was influenced from Leo Tolstoy. So remember, answer is 1915. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you learned a lot of things with me during this session and gained a lot of knowledge regarding the modern history and the initial movements of Mahatma Gandhi and the standings of Mahatma Gandhi against the Britishers at that time. I will meet you in the next session in which we will discuss some more things related to modern history and some more questions. Till then, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.